Hi everybody, it's David Fleming here from the Toronto Realty blog, and welcome to this week's Pick 5. Now, if you're a regular reader of the blog, this week you might have seen Monday's blog and Wednesday's blog. There's a bit of a theme between the two of them. I was looking at very, very small condos. So we started on Monday looking at small floor plans for one-bedroom condos. If you haven't read it, go take a look. I think the smallest floor plan we looked at was 277 square feet. That's crazy, right? So then somebody said, what about three-bedroom condos? Because I alluded to the fact that condos are shrinking. I mentioned I was on a Toronto Life panel last week, and one of the conversations was, of course, where families going to live, and developers, are they building three-bedroom units? And if so, are they actually functional for families? So this week I thought, this is perfect. Why don't we pick up on Wednesday's blog? So now you have to go and read it. And let's talk about three-bedroom condos in the city of Toronto. So it's an important thing to note right off the bat. And you would learn this if you read the blog. Give me a little leeway here because I'm going to talk. We'll get to the photos and listings in a minute. The City of Toronto is encouraged developers to build at least 10% of new condos as three-bedroom units. Now that's great for families, and it's great for the supply and demand and where a family's going to live and all that, except for two things. Number one, they didn't say how big they have to be. So what we're seeing, and as I wrote on Wednesday's blog, is we're seeing 740 square foot three-bedroom condos. And the second thing is, what about the price? So on the one hand, if the average price per square foot in downtown is $1,000, where's a family going to come up with the $800,000 to buy that 800 square foot unit? Or God forbid, there's a 1,500 square foot unit and it's $1.5 million. So it's kind of ironic because the government, as they do, and yes, I'm a fiscal conservative, the government enacts these policies and then they always have an adverse effect. So, try not to get political. I was going to say, with the rent controls, every economist on the planet would have said this is a disaster waiting to happen. The Liberal government came in, brought in rent controls, and rent skyrocketed as a result. Unintended consequence. So having said that, today I want to look at three-bedroom condos. We'll look at some old stuff, we'll look at some new stuff, and we're going to start out by looking at where they are, because I want to talk about the core. So three-bedroom condos in the core. I will look at some stuff, I'm just looking at my map here, I will look at some stuff that's outside of the core, but most of what I do, most of the people that are watching are interested in the core. And then in terms of where the family's going to live, I think that if you were going to look for three-bedroom condo, downtown is one thing. If you're looking outside of the core, you might as well look at a freehold, right? And that's the argument is, if you want to live downtown in a three-bedroom condo, it's going to be expensive and small. And as a lot of my clients are starting to realize, maybe I'll move to Mississauga and get myself a nice big piece of land rather than, say, squeeze into that little condo. Okay, how's that for preamble? I think that pretty much summed up all the points I wanted to make. Here's our map of the central Treb districts, and I'll zoom in here. So I'm going to look at, say, C3, C4, C10, C11, C9, and then we're going to go downtown, so C1, C8. So we're going to shade in all of these areas when I get to MLS in a minute. Now, in terms of the east side, why don't we say E1, 2, and 3? Because, yes, you know what? Three-bedroom condos in E6 Scarborough, E4 Scarborough, we're trying to figure out what they're going to be like in the core. W1, W2, W3. And why don't we go down into W7, W8, W9? I know we're going further west than east, but it just seems that there's a little more demand here, at least from my clientele, in terms of what's still in the core. I mean, Markland Wood, for example, there's, and Etobicoke West Mall, there's some new three-bedroom stuff around here that actually aren't bad in terms of pricing, and it is new. So take a look at my MLS home screen here, guys. I want to show you, when I click on residential condo available, okay? This is fun. People say they like when I go into the back end of MLS. So we'll go Toronto. Oh, I said it like the Americans, Toronto. So right now we have 2,277 condos. Let's circle that, please. And of the three bedrooms, we have 330. So 330 divided by 2,277 is, that can't be right. Really? Wow, that's high. 14.5%. Was that correct? 2,200? Yeah. Okay. So the issue that I have, of course, is that most of the condos, and I have to choose my words very carefully here, most of the three-bedroom condos that will appear here, people don't want to live in those areas. I'm just going to say that. My clientele doesn't, at least. And then you got a lot of apartment buildings converted to condos. So of the 330, we're going to do this. Can you see this, guys? We're going to go C1, C2, C3, C4. That's what we talked about, right? C8, 9, 10, and 11. Then we're going to go E1, 2, and 3. And we're going to go W1, W2, W3. Remember this from our map, and W6, 7, and 8. So from 330 down to 115. So a third of the condos are, I don't want to say areas you don't want to live in, but look, there are reasons why you can get a 3-bedroom condo for $120,000 in certain areas. I'm going to leave it at that. So let's click submit. Okay, so here are our results, 115 of them. Let me just click on my own customization here. Okay, so we've got 115 of them. And what I want to do today, we're not going to look at 5 properties. I want to show you what it's like to scroll through, because I think that's where the value lays for you to see what the differences are. So let's see. I hope you guys can zoom in here. I'm going to start with number 1. We have a $373,900 3-bed, 2-bath, been on the market 29 days. Flemington Park area. Flemington Park, 65 days, 56 days, etc. Now I'm going to scroll down to the very end. We have 12.9 million, 11.75 million, and so on. Now, out of 115, what would be the midpoint? Somewhere around, let's say, 67 or so. Where would we be? We're still over $1 million. So of the 115 of these, how many are over $1 million? About half. Well, a little more than half. Okay, so let's go back to the start. We're going to skip through C11, and we're going to keep going. So let's take a look at this one in W8. So 627 the West Mall, 3-bed, 2-bath, $427,000 for 1,600 square feet. Sounds pretty good? Yes. Is there a catch? No. No, there isn't actually. There's no catch here. There's no holdback on offers. The maintenance fees are $900, which sounds like a lot. I know a family needs to count every penny, as if other people don't. But $900 in the context of a 1,700 square foot unit is actually pretty cheap. So where is this, you ask? 627 the West Mall. This was over by that sort of Markland Wood area, or I guess Markland Wood is a little bit further down here. So you tell me, do you want to live here? Is it better or worse than other areas of the city? Close to 427. This is when you're driving north on the 427 and you see the sides of both east and west are all lined with signs for new condos. That's what this is. And you'll see the East Mall has a ton of them. The West Mall has a ton of them. There's a bunch of older buildings, which this is. There's a bunch of businesses, etc. I'm just a visual thinker. So what year is this building from? Let's take a look here. 1975. There you go, 1975. So it's a 1975 built condo, and it certainly looks like it from the inside. I remember when I had a big screen TV, I was like the first family to have that massive Toshiba with like the wood on the side. It was, I would estimate, 2.5 feet thick. From the wall to the front of the TV, after all the wires were hanging down, I swear it was 3 to 4 feet. That's a really cool thing. They still have that. So you get the idea, guys. I don't need to go through these all, right? Really, really old, 1975, and it's $427,000. So let's keep going here. That was 627 the West Mall. We've got W8. Let's skip past. This is in Crescent Town. This is in Flemington. This is here's one actually. Let's take a look at this. This is the West Mall again. So here we've got 429,900, 3-bed, 2-bath, and we've got 1,350 square feet. Okay, so this one's in a little bit better shape. It looks like it's, you know, somewhat 80s, not 70s. Look at the parquet floor, but it's a big space. Ooh, someone went to IKEA. Got a piano. I have a piano in my condo. Murphy bed, like you're hurting for space. Wait until you get downtown into the 740 square footers. Okay, so this thing would be, got a great little tool here as you guys are learning. 1971. Let's circle that. 1971. So this is property line. This is one of the things that we've done well here. Toronto Real Estate Board has direct access to that. Okay, so we'll keep going. And we're going to look for something more West Mall, right? You start to see where this is going. So we're 19 listings into the 115, and let's click on this. Let's go to 299 Mill Road. This is in Markland Wood. So here again, what age does this building look like? Let me go back to property line. This pops up every time. It's annoying. It's really killing my buzz here. And this building was built in 1973. So you're starting to notice a theme here. 299 Mill Road. Where is that on the map? It's still out here. It's out in this area, Markland Wood. We were just over here by Etobicoke. So through the first 19 some odd listings, we've seen that the only real options if you don't want to be in Flemington Park or Crescent Town are further outside North Etobicoke, outside the 427. And let's take a look. Oh, very nice floor plan. Hello. So let's take a look here. So we've got a pretty decent sized kitchen. It's not completely open. Living dining looks spacious enough. And then we've got kind of what looks like, you know, the upper level of a house, let's say when we were kids. Door number 1, there's Julie. Door number 2, there's Neil. Door number 3, there's David. Those are my siblings' names, in case you didn't get that. But it was, you know, it was sort of like we walked down the hall, laundry room here, Neil's room here, Julie's room here, David's room here. You know, that feels a little bit more like you're living in a house as opposed to a condo where you're in really close confines in a 740 square foot 3-bedroom condo, which blows your mind. You've got to go and see Wednesday's post. It was really cool. So $539, and here we're about 1,200 square feet again, 900 square feet for maintenance fees, but we're still in a 1973 building, and we're still, you know, in North Etobicoke. So let's see what else we've got here, guys. So that's, what is that, 19? Let's keep going. So Markland Woods, Ingle Mountain Lawrence, okay, 3-bedroom. Let's try this. Neptune. So what have we got? We've got essentially the same thing. Let's click on the property line here. And now we'll see, oh, okay, where are we? That was interesting. This is from 1975, so there you go again, 1975, 150 Neptune. We'll click on the map. Sorry if this is a lot of clicking. So that's great. The only thing worse than being right here would be like right here. Can you put an X there? Like right in between the overpass and the underpass. There just happens to be a condo and you live in it. So, yeah, 3rd floor, little low to the ground to be living right next to 401. But what do you want for $575 for 1,200 square feet? $927 maintenance fees. You want to see the photos? We might as well. It looks like the other ones, right? Parquet flooring. Pretty standard. Pretty standard. Okay, if you're like me, you're 5'10" and named Dave. No, if you're like me, you're getting tired of these. So let's look at some newer stuff. So, perfect. Okay, so there's another one on Neptune, Inglemount. So now we get into the actual, I don't know how to say this without sounding rude or choosy, the stuff that I sell. I've never sold at 150 Neptune. I never will. I've never sold at 420 mil. I never will. It's just stuff that's not in demand. Most of my readers want central core. Most of my readers, I say readers because they become clients, but most of the people want newer. They want downtown. Most of the people say, I don't want to live under an underpass. So let's look at this one here at 25 Foundry. Here we're getting into a 3-bed, 2-bath for $620,000. Now, this is the rub here, guys. Check this out. There's a 3rd bedroom on the ground floor. Now, you could call that a den, or you could call that a bedroom. And I'm going to show you another model in this complex that actually has 3 real bedrooms. So yes, that could be used as a bedroom. But if you're, again, thinking back to comparing to a house, you want your room to be on the same floor as your 2 kids' room. So here, that could be a guest room if you wanted. Is there, yeah, so this is it. This is the bedroom. They have a deep freezer. That's awesome. This is the bedroom, and, you know, it's on the main floor. But this is your typical layout of one of these Foundry Loft townhouses, some cheap laminate, cheap furniture, too. I don't know what this is about. Just facing, now playing the back door show. Maybe that's a closet. Jesus. So then you got some older parquet. This is actually really dated. That's why it's $620,000. So $620,000 on the market for 10 days. Offers any time. It's not a bad price. It's just sort of that between 2-bedroom and 3-bedroom. Okay, so there we are at 25 Foundry. Let's keep scrolling. So we're getting more W8. We're getting more W3. And it's not until we get here we get into the Central Core C1. So this one's sold conditionally. So here you go. 1,400 square feet. 3-bed, 2-bath, $674,900. So this one has sold conditionally. They had an offer date for the 13th, which was Tuesday. So this $674,900 may be low, and as it should be for this kind of space. So we'll take a look here. Again, same kind of look as the Foundry Lofts from the outside. You've got the stucco, a little bit of brick. It reminds me of a lot of Liberty Village townhouses, some of them down on Stadium. But again, you're showing the age here with that parquet floor, open concept kitchen, which is a little bit smaller than what you'd want for that typical family. Nope, I went too fast there, but that's okay. Let's keep going. So staircase, great shot of the staircase. Cool, I found a stick, brought it home, and put it on the wall. Okay. Pencil drawing of a cat, another stick on the wall. It's getting a little weird. You know what? I was gonna knock the weird African masks, but at our house in Idaho, my dad has, I don't know, 15 of them on the wall. It's his thing, right? Collects them. Oh, that's a little weird. It's like his and hers. South American, African, whatever mass. Okay, so this is interesting. I don't know if this is downstairs or if this staircase leads to upstairs. My guess is this is downstairs. You've got a bed in what would be the rec room. No, maybe not. Can't figure out the layout of this one. We're going to have to look at the floor plan. This is one that I'm not familiar with. Okay, you get the picture. Oh, I see. There's a den upstairs. So you get the picture here, but let's look at the floor plan. Yes, okay, so oh boy, they put 4th floor. How many damn floors is this thing? So this is, again, we're getting into this sort of quasi what is a bedroom. So let's say main floor, you've got kitchen, eating area, living room. 2nd floor, den, 2nd bedroom. So it's that open concept space, which might be where they have that bed. 3rd floor, they have a master suite. And then upstairs, again, you have a family room. So it doesn't really have a true 3-bedroom setup. It has a den and a family room, each of which could be used as a bedroom, but it doesn't really have that, I know this is a 3-bedroom layout. So there you go. Let's move on. That's number 33. So we'll scroll down, keep scrolling. Lakeshore. Okay, let's take a look at this one. 2220 Lakeshore. So here we have something that's newer. So this is $699,990. There is no floor plan, unfortunately. So see this, master, 2nd, and 3rd. Let's see if this is actually a 3-bedroom condo. The worst photos I think I've ever seen. It's like someone scanned Polaroids. Oh my god, these are scans of photos. Are you guys seeing this? Look at the pixelation. Okay, you know what? I want out of this. I immediately regret clicking on this. But you got to admit, kind of cool. Kind of glad we did click on this to see the single worst photos you've ever seen, and these ones they stole from another agent. Okay, let's pretend that never happened. Where were we here? 38. Okay, so you're starting to say, all I'm seeing right now from you, David, is junk. I'm seeing 1970s buildings. I'm seeing quasi 3-bedrooms. When do we get into real 3-bedrooms? Well, this is an order of price. So we'll keep going here. We'll go back to our friend 55 Turntable Crescent. Now for $785,000, here's where you start to get an actual 3-bedroom. So 1,400 plus square feet. I think this is 1,600 if I'm not mistaken. Yes, see that? 1,580 approximately. So now we're getting into, floor plan, perfect. A real 3-bedroom condo. So main floor, living, bedroom. What I said earlier about that ground floor, this is not ground floor. At least it's off of the living, dining, kitchen. So just to clarify, in the first one we saw, that bedroom was at the entranceway, right next to the foyer, and then there's a staircase and maybe garage access. That's it. So you could say, well, David, you said you wanted the bedroom to be on the same floor as the other two. You're not going to get that in these townhouses. So this I give a pass because it's actually on a living level as opposed to, I don't know, a tile floor. And I'm pretty sure you've got the HVAC in the closet. So there's another thing to remember. For that main floor bedroom, you open the closet and there's a hot water tank, and that's where the furnace is. Okay, so then you go up, you've got master bedroom, 3rd bedroom, and then up here you have the den or family room with a rooftop terrace. I love this model. I've sold this a few times. I'll show you the photos. This is a little bit newer. You got to be very careful with these because there are so many older ones. They were built in blocks, right? So you might see Foundry, you might see Turntable, and they might be close in proximity. I believe Elsie Lane is another street there, but they were all built at different times. So the finishes are all different. So here you can see that's the back bedroom. See why I mean it's actually a bedroom? If it was down a level and you're too removed from the other bedrooms, it doesn't really count. So master, really good size, don't love the carpet. 2nd bedroom, and then these are kind of out of order. And then upstairs, here's that den area. Okay, so now we're saying, okay, $785,000, and I should have clicked on this before so that you guys know, but now we're in the core, okay? Now, here's right downtown, and here is in the core. We're in Corso Italia. We're at St. Clair and Dufferin, or Lansdowne, St. Clair and Lansdowne. So $785,000. Is this where we're starting now for a real 3-bedroom condo in the core? It may very well be. So let's keep going here. We've got Turntable, we've got Manitoba. Do we want to go to Mimico? Do you guys want to go to Mimico? Let's do this. This is a good one. Let's go here. Let's go to Chiltern Hill Road, Unit 207. So this is an assignment. I don't know if this place is finished. See, where is it? Corporation NA. The building's not registered yet. So where is this? You're going to love this. Right along where the new LRT is coming in. So we're starting to see condos being built. This is Eglinton, just on the other side of Bathurst, close to Allen Road if you happen to live north or work north, although if you did why wouldn't you live up there? It's cheaper. So we're going to start to see here. This is one of these sort of smaller, newer, although 1,104 square feet, 3-bed, 2-bath. So we'll take a look at the floor plan, and we've got 1,104 square feet. So this is what we're going to start to see in downtown condos. The bedroom has 2 sliding doors. And some of you will go, it's not a bedroom if it doesn't have a window. Well, you know what? That would make every single loft and newer condo downtown not a real 1-bedroom. So we've got the kitchen here, actually does have an island, and then you've got your dining table. So what bothers me is in the newer ones, and we'll see, this would be your dining table, and it's in your kitchen. So I hate the pillars, absolutely hate it. See, they put this TV here. This is a point I made in Monday and Wednesday's blogs. Do not believe these drawings for furniture, because this could be a single bed for all you know. So here's a giant pillar that kills the space. Here's a giant pillar that kills the space right in front of this window. Really awful. I hate the pillars. And we've got a master bedroom that's 10 by 10. 10 by 10, congratulations, you've made it. Nice little walk-in closet, and there you go. So 1,104 square feet for $845,000, but you don't have parking, you don't have locker, you're going to have to pay assignment fees, you might have to pay closing costs. So add in parking and it's $900,000, and that is for 1,100 square feet. What is that, 850 some odd? Okay, so that's number 48. Where were we here? Chiltern Hill. Ah, yes, let's take a look at this. So now we're downtown. Here we go, folks. Here we go. Now we're really downtown. We're really into a real 3-bedroom. Downtown Toronto. We're at 12 York Street. Yes, that's that tower I drive by all the time when I'm on the Gardner Expressway. Let's take a look. Okay, cool. Artist renderings. Go off to a good start. So here we've got your first family condo. We need a floor plan, actually. It's on the 3rd floor. Do you see this? That is the Gardner Expressway. Wow. That's really close to the Gardner. 3rd floor. No wonder it's priced the way it is. So here's bedroom 1. Here's bedroom 2. That can't be. That has to be the bathroom. Oh, no, I might have been right. Might have been right. Okay. So carpets, not great finishes, literally right off the ground on the 3rd floor. There's not a lot to look here, guys, so I'm going to go through this quickly. I don't know if there's a floor plan. Oh, more artist renderings. Hello, how are you? Ah, perfect. Ah, the Gothenburg. Okay, let's zoom in here. So here we go, here we go, here we go. How do I do this? You're watching at home and you're like, just scroll. You want to do it. You want to reach through the screen and say, why doesn't he know how to do this? So this is actually a 3+ den. This is amazing. 1091 square feet, which is really big considering some of the other units that are being built. So you walk through, there's a useless space. It's called a den. It's where you're going to put your shoes. Little kitchen. Oh, sorry, that's a bathroom. Where is the kitchen? Oh, here, yeah, it is. Little kitchen here with, again, dining room table in the kitchen. You might call this a hallway in a house. They're calling it a kitchen. You've got the master over here. Oh, that was what that was. Door number 1 and door number 2, both going into the same bedroom. No window there because I believe... No, that's a window. Sorry, I take it back. That's a window. And then this is a window here. So I will say all 3 bedrooms do have windows, which is nice. And so this is a flow through. So this is kind of a decent layout. I mean, don't get me wrong, I would never live in here and I would never sell it to a client because the concept of a 3-bedroom condo makes no sense. But in the context of really crappy 3-bedroom condos that are being built right now, this is smartly laid out. Here you've got your semi-ensuite. Your guest can go through here and you can go through this way. You've got a very tiny little TV area. You've got 2 chairs and a couch, and there's your TV. Awful pillar. There you go, 1091 square feet. That's what we've got. Oh, and I better zoom out. Perfect. Okay, so we'll keep moving here, guys. That's number 50. And you see how we're starting to get expensive. That was $868 to be on the 3rd floor. Another one at Chiltern Hill. Bryant Pack Crescent and Lisa, I'm going to skip that. I want to get into some of the stuff downtown. So let's take a look at this. This is King Blue Condos. Where is King Blue Condos? It's going to be at King on the west side of Spadina. There it is right there. King West of Spadina. Perfect. So it's $950,000. This looks like an assignment. And take a look. 847 square feet plus a 291 square foot balcony. 291 square foot terrace, great. If it's a square, that's, let's see, quick math. 18 by 18? No, that's 324. Yes. Perfect squares. Grade 10 in rich math, Mr. DePisa. We had to memorize all the perfect squares. Okay, so 291 square root. My calculator doesn't have that function. I don't think square root was invented in 1994. So my point is, and if we have a floor plan here, yes, we do. See this balcony? You're not really going to use it for much. If it was a giant square, you might use it, but it's that L-shaped wraparound. It's really tough to work with. So let me zoom in here a little bit. I apologize for the quality, but it's not mine. Yeah, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. This, I have to save this. I have to blog about this. Did we just find this together during pick 5? Look at the size of this pillar. It's the size of the bed. So either one of two things is happening. Number one, they've exaggerated the size of the pillar, which I don't think they would, because why would you do that? Or number two, the bed is something you would only ever find in jail. Look at the size of this bed. Look at the size of this pillar. Unbelievable. Billy, want to see your bedroom? Okay. So, again, what was this $950,000 assignment minus parking? Master bedroom, second bedroom, third bedroom. All three have a window, which is nice. Your kitchen, dining, living is absolutely tiny, and you have a 4-piece bath over here, and then this is a 4-piece ensuite. So let's get out of here, and we'll go back to our listing. $950,000, which is how much per square foot? Oy, $950, $847 is $1,122 per square foot to live in an 847 square foot 3-bedroom, ready in June of 2018. Probably won't be, definitely won't be, not sure when it's going to be ready. Okay, so that's 55. Let's see what else we've got here. 55. So we're starting to get to $1 million. Okay, so we're at $1 million and we haven't really seen anything that we like yet. So let's go to this 25 Lower Simcoe, slightly older building. I'm going to say this is, let's click on our good friend property line. Thank you, that's helpful. Okay, so I'm going to say that this is TSCC 2477. I'm going to say this is about 2 to 3 years old. So here we have 1,089 square foot. Not bad considering where we just were in terms of price, but it is exactly $1,000 a square foot. So better than the $1,112 we just saw at King Blue. 3-bed, 2-bath, and we'll take a look at the floor plan. Oh, very nice. Okay. So where's our entryway? Entryway here. I don't hate it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I hate it. That didn't make any sense. I hate $1,000 square foot for a 3-bedroom condo that I don't really know. I don't know who uses this, right? My typical family, they're buying houses. People that need to live downtown, that have 2 kids, that are on a contract or something, they're renting a bigger space. But what I mean is, I don't hate it in the context of all the other stuff we've seen. So there are no big pillars. There's this HVAC here, and this HVAC here, and this HVAC here, but the layout kind of works. You've got here, walking in through the entranceway, bedroom 1, bedroom 2, bedroom 3. Great. So it's like this entire area is the sleeping quarters. And then over here, you have an actually functional 220 square foot, 10.8 by 28, yeah, living dining room. So you can actually set it up. You've got a breakfast bar. This is not enclosed. It's probably tiny. This could actually work, and you actually have walk-in closet, closet, closet. Okay, good job. I like this. I like this. Like I said, I don't like it because I wouldn't sell it. Let's take a look at the photos. If that's not making sense to you guys, I don't blame you. So here you can see the living dining, as I said, 200 square feet. Really bad use of furniture placement, but it depends on what they want it for. If you wanted a living dining, you could do it differently. This may be an Airbnb or something. Second photo, this makes no sense. Why are they taking photos of this? Okay, so there's the kitchen table, which is your dining room table, 4-person. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad, it's not bad. There's your nursery. This is probably tenanted. I wonder if this is tenanted. Oh, that's very cute. I like the duckies. My daughter loves the duck. Takes it every night after the bath. Change her diaper while she's eating the duck. I gotta go home. Speaking of which. Okay. It's like the one night a week I get home for bath time, 6:30. Okay. So that's it, guys. That's $1.1 million on the market, 14 days. What else is there? What else is there? We're down here in the 60s now. I'm not going to go do all the luxury stuff, but we're back to 14 York. Okay, so there's another one at ICE. What else do we have? We've got a townhouse at King. I don't really want to show you guys. 386 Young for $1.25 million. I mean, it's just, let's do this. Let's do 30 Nelson. No, because now we're into 1.6 million. Now we're into 1.6 million, and it's not affordable for your families or for your, people that want 3 beds. So I'm going to end it there, guys, I think, because we're running into a half hour here. So a little different today. We didn't pick 5 properties. Some people like when I go into the back end of MLS and they can kind of see the way my insane brain works. This guy helps. It's called coffee. Drink lots of it. But also just in terms of showing you what's available and what's not, I can't tell you how frustrated I am when, sound like Donald Trump, the media talks about the rising levels of inventory, because from my perspective, there's nothing out. Right across the board, it's not just because it's March break. Every single buyer I have they're just waiting. They're waiting for inventory. And so if you are looking for a 3-bedroom in what we are looking at here today, there's just not a lot of quality. There's a lot of stuff in areas you don't want to live or buildings that are too old. And then as you continue through here, you see that the price is just too damn high. So in terms of what 3-bedroom condos are going to look like in the future, let me show you, in case you don't have time to read Wednesday's blog, let me show you this. So this is the 740 square foot 3-bedroom that I mentioned. 740 square foot 3-bedroom. And what are they charging in pre-construction? Probably $1,000 a square. So this is going to be $740,000 plus parking, plus closing costs, plus land transfer tax if you want to throw that in. Although to be fair, that's applies to every property. So you basically have an $800,000 to $850,000 3-bedroom that's as big as most 1+ dens were a decade ago. So this is where the future of Toronto 3-bedroom condos are going. Developers from who I've spoken to, and as I mentioned, I was on the Toronto Life panel with the developer, and he said the reason they don't want to build them is there's no need. There's no demand. So on the one hand, you have developers who say, no one wants to buy our 3-bedroom condos. On the other hand, you have the city saying, you need to build more 3-bedroom condos. So developers say, okay, we'll build 3-bedroom condos. We're going to make them small, and they're going to be expensive. And then the city says, is it 5 o'clock yet? So guys, there's a bit of a give and pull between what the city wants in terms of affordable housing for families, not affordable housing in the subsidized context, but where the family's going to live. I don't see them living in 3-bedroom condos. I have a few clients that say, I've got 2 grown kids, I want a place for them, or I've got one child that's finishing high school and we want to live downtown. They're buying for $1.2 million to $1.6 million. They're not spending $750,000 on a 740 square foot condo. Okay, let's end it there, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope this was interesting, a little bit different this week, but hey, sometimes we got to switch it up. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.